What's going down, fight fans? This is Spaniard, Northwest Fight Scene. I'm sitting here in Tualatin, Oregon at Boom Fitness. I'm sitting here with Strikeforce champion Miesha Tate. Miesha, they finally announced that it is no longer a rumor. It is actually confirmed. You will be fighting Ronda Rousey. Let's just get right into this. There was back and forth. It was a rumor, and nobody really wanted to say where that rumor came from. Now it is confirmed. It's the truth. You're fighting her. What are your thoughts on the fight?
Well, I have a couple different viewpoints. I mean, I have to respect the fact that she does have an Olympic level background. It's in judo though. It's not mixed martial arts. It's just a portion of it. And I still feel that I have a great style matchup for her. Having a strong wrestling background, I feel neutralizes judo a lot. And grappling, submission wrestling is one of my strongest things. I know she has a great armbar, and she has a few other things in her arsenal, so I'm definitely not underestimating her. However, I still don't respect how she came to get the title fight. I feel like she really sold the fact that she's marketable over the fact that she earned the fight. She's only 4-0, she's less than a year into her career, and who really should have been next in line is Sarah Kaufman, who's 14-1 and has been fighting for almost 6 years. She's their former champion. She actually has a win over me for a couple years ago. It was a pretty close fight, but that's who was next in line. But Ronda kind of came in with the Chael Sonnen attitude and just ran her mouth and tried to say, I'm marketable and you're marketable, so this fight should happen now. And she's gonna get what she wished for, but I don't think she's gonna like it.
Now, people say that she has the Chael Sonnen attitude, but kind of the difference from her and Chael is Chael actually did fight a lot, and he fought a ton. She's had only a couple of fights. What do you think about her inexperience, and does that really fuel you in the gym?
Yeah, she has this sense of self-entitlement that I can't understand where it comes from. Maybe it's because she's accomplished in judo, and congrats to her, but that doesn't make her a world champion in mixed martial arts. This is all different kinds of arts combined together, and something that I've been working to perfect for 6 years. And I'll be damned if some girl's gonna come in after a year of experience and take my title from me, So I've been working my butt off. From the moment that fight was even rumored to happen, I was definitely very motivated at the chance. I wasn't sure if I was going to be fighting Ronda or Sarah, but either way, I'm excited to get in there and have my first title defense. And I want to basically send her back to where I think she belongs. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I feel she belongs to the back of the line, and she's going to lose this fight to me, and that's where she's going to go.
Now, people have talked about the negative, but let's be the devil's advocate. Let's talk about the positive. It is, people are talking, and that's always a good thing, right? So, it is a sport, however, it's also entertainment. So what are your thoughts about that? It does also have to sell tickets, so this fight's going to sell a lot of tickets, and you're in that. So how do you feel about being in a big selling fight?
Well, from that standpoint, I think it's really great. I do think that she's done a lot of good things in that she has drawn a lot of interest for the women's division, in that because she's created controversy. She says a lot of things that people don't like, and so either you love her or you hate her. Either way, you want to watch her fight. Whether you want to watch her to watch her win or you want to watch her to watch her lose, people want to see her fight, and I feel people, have been following my career for a long time and watch me kind of evolve, and they want to see me fight, and it's a little more marketable fight, and so yeah.
Now, Sarah Kaufman's had some strong words. She released some statements. Has Sarah Kaufman contacted you at all about the fight, or what her thoughts were behind the scenes?
No, but if I was to put myself in her shoes, and based on her reaction is what I would have felt the same way. She feels a little bit cheated, and she feels that maybe because she didn't put herself out there, physically as much, and she's kind of played nicer. She hasn't been really out there stirring the pot. That her title shot that she feels entitled to was given to someone else who didn't necessarily get it fairly or justly. But like we said, it is an entertainment business, so we have to respect that aspect of it too. People want to see the fights that they want to see, and right now I think that is the most highly anticipated women's MMA fight that Strikeforce could put together, and they're doing their best to build the division. They're doing their best to build a fan base, and not just what the fight that should be, but the fight that people want. So I guess that's where they're coming from, and I can understand that aspect as well. And I can understand that Sarah Kaufman's upset, but I made it clear who I thought was next in line, and that was Sarah. But she's not now, so it's Ronda, and that's who my sight's on. And at this point, I don't have any more say in it. So I mean, to me, I'm just going to go out there and fight whoever they tell me to fight. It doesn't really matter to me. It's my job.
Now, it's all over the news. Cyborg tested positive, and there's, everybody's obviously talking about it. And the 145 division is, put. What are your thoughts about that? And she released a statement saying that she drank something that she didn't know about, and it was part of her routine. UFC talks about it, has a list of stuff that they give to their fighters, and saying this is stuff that we don't want you to have. What do you think about that and her response?
Well, I was really, really disappointed to hear the news. And honestly, it was kind of heartbreaking because, here we are, I wouldn't say, we're struggling, because I think we're doing a little better than struggling, but I mean, we're still treading water in the sport, the women trying to make a name and a reputation and show that we can hang right alongside the men and be just as entertaining and just as great of athletes. And something like that is kind of a hard hit in this evolutionary process of women's MMA. And so I feel for Cyborg and her situation. I mean, nobody really knows whether it was intentional or not, but her and the people who are really, really close to her. She says it's not. She said that she's having trouble cutting water, and that someone in her camp who she trusted gave her a pill form supplement that was supposed to get rid of water. So she said basically that she thought it was a water pill.
Right.
And it is a diuretic, from what I've researched on it, it's stenotol or whatever. And it does, a lot of bodybuilders use it, I guess, in their cutting process, to get rid of excess water in your body. But it is also a steroid. It blocks estrogen, and it does a lot of other things that are prohibited. So, that's something that she has to take responsibility for, whether it was knowing or unknowing. And so far, it looks like has. Unfortunately, she's been stripped from her title. She's been suspended. She's been fined, and at this point, that is what it is, and she has to accept the responsibility and the consequences.
Now, the same way Rousey gets a lot of attention from her appearance, do you think that Cyborg's getting the same negative attention because of her appearance?
I think Ronda's appearance and Cyborg's appearance are, very different. And Ronda, she's, coming on and she's being more feminine, and Cyborg has a very different, and more of an interesting. People kind of look at her in awe, and they don't know exactly what to think because she's just so powerful. And for a woman, it's just not what you typically see.
Right.
And then, you see, pretty girl like Ronda, who's kind of cutesy and flirty and fun, yet she's still, a talented athlete. So I think both of them have their selling points, and Cyborg really takes it to the next level. But we can't really say whether that next level now is due to performance enhancing drugs or not. So I don't know.
Now, my last couple of questions before we get to the end. There's a lot of girls, especially on certain sites like MixedMartialArts.com, the UG, a lot of sites get out where fighters are kind of releasing things, kind of releasing pictures of themselves out there, trying to promote themselves, not to really, put names out there, but they put themselves out there, put pictures out there. What do you feel about a female fighter putting themselves out there to promote themselves, just to kind of trying to get attention, and what do you think about that in that sense?
Well, I think there's a fine line that you walk between being classy and not being classy, and being trashy and not being trashy. And I think that it's really, really great when you see women who can take their beautiful side and show that off a little bit, because as athletes we work really hard in here day in and day out. We keep a great figure because we eat healthy and we train, and we put our minds and bodies through a lot. And so I think that's nice to see a woman carry herself with femininity and be okay with that. However, I think when you take it to the next level of going past that point where it's not classy anymore, then that's where the line has to be drawn, and I don't really respect women riding on their looks, as I feel Ronda has done to get a title fight. I think that's great that she wants to be feminine and pretty, and I'm all for that because I think we need that. But I don't think that warrants a title fight. I think that should be secondary. That should be a bonus. You should get your title fights based off of who you're beating. Are you beating top contenders? Are you winning fights? Have you been winning fights? You know, the right fights to get those title fights? And you know, Ronda hasn't. She is 4-0, but against who? And not even in the 135-pound division. She's been fighting all of her fights at 145. So here's her first drop to 135. She gets an immediate title shot, and her last one was against a girl who's 2-2. I mean, so I'm not putting her down for where she's at, but do I think that she should be in line for a title fight at this point? No.
Well, she is in line, and she's coming up on March 3rd. What do you think the keys to victory for you to beat Ronda Rousey on March 3rd?
Yeah, you know, I think Ronda will be a challenging fight. Whether I think she's deserving of this point or not, I do respect her as an athlete, and I think she's got some great facets to the game. I believe I'm more well-rounded. You know, I plan on using that. I plan on exploiting her. I really want to frustrate her. You know, I'm used to going out there inside a minute and just throwing people to the ground and going for arm bars, you know, but I know that she's never fought anyone stylistically close to me. She's fought a few decent grapplers, no one who's had any kind of a wrestling background, and I feel that wrestling can nullify judo a lot. And the difference between judo and wrestling primarily is the gi. When you take the gi away, throws and things like that are very wrestling based. They're all wrestling appropriate, and people think that hip tosses and those kinds of things are judo, but they're not without the gi. Those are all things that wrestlers do, you know. So I've been around that for a while now. You know, my boyfriend Brian Carroll has been wrestling since he was really young, and I feel like we're going to be able to put together a really excellent game plan to not only nullify what she wants to do, but implement what we want to do.
Awesome. Well, hey, again, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I look forward to your fight. Anybody that you would like to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Yakima MMA for you know, being an awesome gym and facility to train at. I'd like to thank Brian Caraway, my boyfriend and trainer. You know, he's awesome. Been there since day one. I have to just give him a tremendous amount. He always puts together amazing game plans for me that have led to a lot of my success. I'd like to thank Tops Cars, Lexani Wheels, Toyo Tires, Stroops, Punishment, Las Vegas Fight Shop, Head Rush, those are, and Fight Chicks. Those are a few of the supporters that I've had along my journey, and you know, I greatly appreciate them and their support. And you know, thank you Northwest Fightscene. You guys are always awesome. I'm really proud to be from the Northwest, and you know, representing always. You know, no matter where I am, I'm always, you know, homegrown Northwest. I think we breed some of the world's toughest fighters, and you know, I feel like I'm living proof of that. So thank you for helping me get my story out there.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Phil. You heard it here. Spaniard, NWFightscene.com, Strikeforce Bantamweight Champion. Make sure to tune in March 3rd in Ohio. Ronda Rousey, Takedown Tate, NWFightscene.com. Thank you.